Hi boys and girls. Today we're going to start adding 3-digit numbers. Now I know we've given you a little bit of practice with this already, but now we're just going to talk about it in a little bit more detail. We're going to be asked to look at reasonable answers. So to consider if a number is reasonable, we have to use our skills of rounding and estimating things, which might also require us to use some mental math. So let's get started. When you add, you may need to regroup. To regroup means to rename a number using place value. So all the things I'm going to talk about today, a lot of it you automatically do in your head. We're just kind of breaking it down into small pieces. Okay, example number 1. During a weekend trip to Vermont, the Wildlife Club saw 127 wrens and 48 eagles. How many wrens and eagles did the Wildlife Club see? So it sets it up in place value columns for us, but it first asks us to estimate them. So if we look at the estimation, let's just round to the nearest 10. So to estimate, remember, I kind of have to use my tool here again. 0 to 4 go down, and 5 to 9 I'm going to stay up. So let's round them to the nearest 10 just to get a reasonable of what this number might be. So if I round to the nearest 10, I have a 2 with a 7, so the 7 tells me to go up. So I'm at 127, so I would go up to 130. And then I have 58, so a 5 with an 8 tells me to go up, and the next 10 would be 60. So if I add those two together, 130 and 60, 0 plus 0 is 0, 6 plus 3 is 9, and carry and bring down my 1, so 190. That's my estimate, okay? So let's see what the actual problem is now. So it walks us through it step by step. We use our mental math to add 7 and 8 to get 15. So we put our 5 down, and then we would carry or regroup that 1 of the tens. Then it doesn't matter the order you do it in. I like to kind of start at the top. Sometimes I start at the bottom. You should be able to know how to do both, but let's start at the top. 1 that I carried plus 2, mental math, is 3. So 3 plus 5 is 8. I can put my 8 down. And then in the hundreds, I have a 1 there and nothing here. So I'm just going to bring that down. So 185 is close to my estimate of 190. So it's considered a reasonable answer. So how many did they actually see though? 185. Okay, so why do we estimate? Just to kind of get a ballpark figure to figure out if we're close. Our actual answer is 185. Our estimate is always just a little bit over. And so some people say, well, why would we estimate? Well, if we go to the gas station, I would estimate, how much money I'm going to spend on gas. And I always want to have a little bit more than I actually need. Or if I go to Walmart to buy groceries, I'm going to kind of estimate, well, how much money do I spend every week on groceries? I only want to be able to check out and use the money I have. And I always want to make sure I have a little extra. I don't want to get to the checkout counter and not have enough money to pay for my groceries. Just like I don't want to pump gas and then not have enough money to pay for the gas that I'm trying to buy. So estimation is very important, and it's tapping into your ability to round and to use some mental math. All right, what do we got on the next page? Oh, the unknown. You can write a number sentence to find the unknown or missing number. And so when I teach kids the unknown, I say the unknown is just a box, a square, and then you shade it in. That's all it is. That is the unknown symbol. That's the symbol of the unknown, I guess is the way I should say it. So 1 box of butterfly nets cost $175. Another box costs $225. How much does the boxes of nets cost altogether. So we wrote the number sentence 175 plus 225 with the symbol of the unknown. We're trying to find that unknown answer. So it walks us through just adding it up. So let's do that. 5 plus 5 in mental math is 10. So I'm going to put my 0 down, carry my 1. So 1 that I carried plus 7 is 8, plus 2 more is 10. So I'm going to put my 0 down and carry the 1. And then I have 1 plus 1 is 2, and 2 plus that 2 would give me 4. So that's the cost of the nets altogether. So down here it says the commutative property. To check your problem, no matter what order you add that in, the sum is the same. So here I took 175 and then 225 and got that number. Over here they started with 225 and then the 175. So they just changed the order of how they added them. So that commutative property of addition tells me no matter the order that I put the add-ins in, I get the same sum or total answer. Okay, so I'm going to put my $400 here, making sure I've got my dollar sign, and the unknown here. Okay, they just want us to put it in a couple spots, don't they? And then they've got 1 or 2 little quick guided practices for us. So mental math, here we go, boys and girls. 7 plus 4, mental math, 11. So I'm going to put down my 1 and carry. 1 plus 6 is 7, plus 1 more is 8. And I bring my 1 down. All right, on the next one, 9 plus 6. 9s are kind of hard sometimes, so 9 plus 6. So if I take 1 away from that 6, that would give me 10, and that 6 would be a 5. So, oh, that would be 15. That's that get to 10 as fast as I can strategy. I'm going to carry my 1. 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 2 more is 7, 8. Okay, and then 1 plus 2 is 3. All right, so there's your guided practice for today. Now you're going to see this on the homework page. You're going to do some numbers and you're going to be asked to estimate. So remember, write your tool, write your strategy tool right at the top. If that helps you, write it on paper as you're working them out. So figure out the problem and then estimate to the nearest 10 or 100. And then commutative property, look what they do here. 228 plus 149, and then they just move the direction, right? They just put them in the opposite order. 149 plus 228. That's all they're doing there, boys and girls. Okay? And then you'll see the homework page for lesson 7 and both sides. All right. That's all for now.